Hello, Sarah here. And today is Monday. This is my Monday broadcast, and I'm still getting used to using StreamYard and kind of learning to stay on topic. And I've I'm just doing the best that I can do during this time, and knowing that I have a lot that I would like to share, but not always knowing how to share it or when to say what or what topic to choose. But today I chose a topic that's really coming up for me personally, and one that I've seen as I've been reading the energy of me personally on of the energy of kind of general energy in the especially in this country. I feel that there's something of importance that I'd like to share. And this the energy of 2020 has been tough, really, really tough. We started the year with this virus that seemed like, is it really, like, is it going to be a big deal? Are we going to, in 6 weeks we'll be done? And no one really expected, no normal people expected this. I suppose if you're a virologist, you this you weren't surprised, but the energy, you know that just brought up a lot of fear, right? The fear, and then doubt, and kind of confusion. What are we supposed to do? Should we take it seriously? And then when it set in as, oh yeah, this is like people are dying, then there was a fear, like the fear of, oh, are my people going to die? Am I, my elderly family members, are they okay? Am I going to be okay? And then people have lost work, lost jobs because their jobs don't exist anymore, or they couldn't work because it was in interacting with people socially. So that was hard in itself. And then not being able to be with people, not how many weddings got cancelled or postponed, and the ways that we come together to celebrate the aspects of our life, marking the life passages. Weddings is one thing, births, um, birthdays, parties. And then when someone dies, how hard has it been to not be able to have those same ceremonies and celebrations to mark the passing of someone in death? Um, and then, also this year is the year of the civil rights movement has really had some more focus and energy, and more people are waking up to that, and me included. But what it feels like is that one thing is on top of another thing, and then another thing, and it just feels so heavy. And when things like that happen, like you think of say the earth, the pressure of the earth creating the diamond, and it takes inordinate amount of pressure to make that diamond. And I just want to speak today about the potential for the diamond within us and within our society that is being created, that could be created. When we're feeling pressure, we're likely to either explode or to implode. And either way, there's some form of disintegration that's taking place. And the disintegration, or the breaking apart, or the breaking in, is so necessary. Is so necessary because the way we thought the world was is not the way it is. And so we've had to disintegrate the lens through which we're looking at the world right now. And there's a disintegration in how we, like, job scarcity, like people were feeling pretty secure, like, oh, this year is going to be, I'm going to be doing the same thing, get the same amount of money. And no, suddenly that's all disintegrated, that we have no idea how it's going to be, like how our retirement is going to be affected, how if some people just don't have jobs right now and there aren't enough jobs, and will there be enough money for that? It's everything has gone that would used to anchor us into what we thought of as real and true and dependable. And all of our old beliefs and the way that we would cope with life seem to have gone by the wayside. Our coping mechanisms, some of them not working, some of them, okay, maybe, some people are doing more healthy things, some people are doing more unhealthy things, but everyone's just trying to find a way to get through this time in a way that like we're not going to go crazy. But it's really tough, and emotions are really high, when the fear gets triggered, or the confusion, or anger. One of the big parts of this chaos energy is that our emotions are being triggered. And anger is awesome because it helps to lift the lid on all of the other emotions that have been tucked away, whether those are lovely, joyful, positive emotions, or whether those are, lower shame, guilt, fear emotions. We have a lot of exploding going on and imploding going on emotionally. And what we thought was really true about life in general is proving to be rather mutable. It's either completely not true, or it's like, oh, well, it's true in this scenario, but it's not true in this scenario. But so the way we think of what's right and wrong, truth, untrue, has changed. And I'll speak personally to that, because some of those pieces for me have changed. So for instance, my kids have left home, one has got married, and which is awesome. But I found that some of the pieces that told me who I was in relationship to my children, those have gone. And so I'm like, okay, so what does that mean for me? And I'm feeling really like I don't really know where I'm going to land right now. Or doing the anti-racism work and understanding, learning, what is white supremacy? What is white exceptionalism? Like what does it mean to center a white voice and to erase the history and story of people of color, Black people, Indigenous people? I'm like, oh my God, my mind is blown. Here's another layer of understanding that I just not explored. And so some of the markers in my life that were telling me, this is who you are and this is how you act, and you're a good person because you do this or you think that, those have gone, because I have a new understanding of who I am, my place in the world in relation to people that are different to me. And the way I thought that I was super inclusive, I was super, whatever I thought, I was like here. And I'm like, no, I am such a beginner in this whole understanding of what white privilege is. And I think the grace that we can give ourselves is just to speak kindly to ourselves and just say, you are doing the best that you can do. You are doing the best that you can do in a really difficult situation. And we are not done yet. The energy right now is about choice. It's about potential. And when I was reading my own energy last week, and I was also getting kind of a mirror reading of the energy of the collective at the same time. And at the survival layer energetically, we are like standing in the middle of a crossroads, and all roads that are leading away from that, they are all possible. It's and what that is saying is that we have the opportunity to make a choice, however, whatever choice we want, and to create that for ourselves. It's not like, one of those roads is bright golden gleaming and it's like, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. No, they're all equal. And that means that we have the greatest creative power right now. We are way more creative than usual. And that just tells us to sow the seeds now of what it is that we want for ourselves, for our community, for our society, for our country, for our world, that we can sow those seeds now and start to move towards what it is that we want. And conversely, a lot of us have the tendency to look at what we don't want, what we don't like, and where your attention goes, so does your energy. So rather than staying in the place of, oh, I don't like this, I don't want this is something I'm, going to be vocal about, rather than staying in the what you don't want, make sure you're using it as a jumping off point to help you visualize what it is that you do want. If you want a fair and equitable society, imagine what that would be like and work towards that, rather than looking at what is unfair and inequitable and being propelled or pulling that along with you as you move forward. So I don't know if I'm saying that right, but when you can place your energy and your focus on what it is that you want, then you begin to create more of that. I'm not saying forget the shit that's going on. No, but we have to look forward. And even if it feels like, oh, this is never gonna happen, it's ridiculous. How can I visualize, this, oh, I'm gonna have a vacation every year in the tropics and everyone's gonna love each other and there'll be harmony between peoples who are now at odds with one another. You might be like, that's stupid, that's so ridiculous, so I need to stay in reality. And what I'm saying is, yeah, don't leave reality. We're in reality and we can change stuff through action. But when you work with your energy and your imagination, you can also create bigger change by focusing on what is possible. And so we are the biggest creators right now. And I know it's really tough to be in that place of possibility when the reality is so hard. Like, you might be sick, you might be in pain, you might have no job, no like, you can list all of the negative things, right? But give yourself a little vacation from that in your mind, and maybe start a meditation practice where you can create some space to just be with your higher self that loves you and that can help you imagine what is possible. Because then when we are working on the struggle, when we're working through the kind of the physical, literal world of what is actually going on, it gives us hope that we can make a change. And so super creative, super hope is going to be super helpful. And just keep imagining what it would be like if you, whatever it is that you want, imagine that you already have it. And just see if it changes your mood, if it changes the way you feel. If anything comes along, any signs or synchronicities, if anything comes along, just notice how your reality is changing because you are visualizing and pretending is another way that you can access your intuition and energy to create what you want. So yeah, we're all in a tough spot right now, and those of us who are in less of a tough spot can help people who are in more of a tough spot. We can put out a hand and help people up. We can do our own work. We can do our own healing work. We can do our own, I think our own healing work is so important. And when you can apply your healing work or your either education or whatever you're learning, if you can apply that to others, then we can create bigger openings for other people to join us, to kind of be with us on the journey. And make sure you have people around you that that are positive, that can help uplift you, that can help share in the dream that you have for what's possible. The naysayers have fewer naysayers than positive people, so that you can kind of keep a good balance. And if you have people who are struggling, do your best to help them. That's why we're here, to help one another. So say hi in the comments, and let me know how you're doing, where you're struggling, and what your vision is of what you want for yourself and the world. See you next time.